All right, everybody. It's October. Whatever. Time is a construct anyway. So you know what that means. It's Minecraft Live month. And with Minecraft Live, there comes a new mob vote. The last couple of years' winners, we had the Glow Squid and the Alley. This year, we have a new set of 3 mobs, so I'm doing what I've done for the last couple of years, along with every other person on YouTube who makes Minecraft content, and making a video going over the options. We'll look at them from an objective standpoint at first, based on what they say in the videos and the blog posts, and then from there, I'll inject my opinion. I know, very risky as to what I think may be the best choice, but ultimately, it's up to you to decide on October 15th. We'll go in the order they were unveiled, so let's start off with the Sniffer.
Tiny Agnes, did you teach chickens how to lay eggs underwater?
Not yet.
They look ancient.
I love
These
these
are
animations.
sniffer eggs. I thought they were extinct.
What kind of chicken is that?
Oh, they aren't birds at all. The sniffer is an ancient mob.
Were they plant experts?
They loved plants and found seeds by sniffing the ground in the most adorable way.
With all of these eggs, I bet we can help them thrive in the overworld once again.
And maybe even get some new plants, if the community votes for the sniffer,
Look
that
at that
is.
absolute
Exactly.
unit over there.
Will the Sniffer get to roam the overworld again?
It's pretty cute.
You have 24 hours to cast your vote starting
So are
on
the others,
October the
though.
14th, noon, Eastern Daylight Time.
I do want to note there seems to be a discrepancy between the voiceover saying October 14th and the text at the end of the video and the blog post saying the 15th. I'm going to assume it's the 15th. That's why I said it at the beginning of the video. Okay, so with each of the mobs, they did give a little bit more info about them in a blog post on the site. I want to say, dude, with the Sniffer, when I first saw it in the video, I totally thought that the nostrils were the eyes. And that it was just like these teeny tiny little, I don't know, like shuckle eyes or something like that. But it's actually like a dog with floppy ears and the eyes are on the side of its head and those are the nostrils and it's so cute. Okay, anyway, so the Sniffer. These gentle giants are known for their horticultural skills. They're the only ones who can find long-lost ancient seeds that you can grow into new, unique plants. And they were previously extinct, but you can search chests in underwater ruins for eggs, bring them to the surface, and then help them hatch, which is pretty cool. And then it goes into the video, and that's most of the information that we know so far. So let's move into the next one, the Rascal.
Is this where you saw the new mob?
There it is.
Oh, that's a rascal.
Is it hostile?
Just a little mischievous. It lives underground and loves playing hide and seek.
So do I, especially after lunch.
Me, the introvert.
An enchanted pickaxe for us.
Oh, what a lovely gift. This must be a prize for finding it 3 times.
If the community vote for the rascal, we can keep this game of hide and seek going forever.
Will the Rascal find its way into Minecraft's mines?
Free gear.
You have 24
Kinda cool.
hours to cast your vote starting on October the 14th.
Okay, so our next option is the Rascal. It's kind of an interesting design because it's like humanoid, but it's not illager or villager. It lives underground, runs around with a backpack, tries to hide from people, but also like wants to have fun and play games. It's kind of a me IRL moment right here. Anyway, it plays hide and seek, and it says that once you find it 3 times, then it'll reward you with a special prize, which in the video was an enchanted iron pickaxe, which like if that was early game and it gave you like an enchanted Fortune 3 iron pickaxe before you even have an enchantment set up, that would be kind of big. There are a lot of variables at play on this one, and we'll go into them a little bit more in the opinion section after we've gone over the options. But for now, that's the Rascal. Kind of unique versus the others. Anyway, let's jump into the last option, the Tuff Golem.
I didn't realize Tiny Woo was such an art collector.
Is this a statue or a hat holder?
I think it's both.
Oh God, it's
You
coming
never know
alive.
with contemporary pieces.
It's alive!
Art!
Wait a minute. Damon's bee?
Tuff Golems! I had only heard rumors about the statue that comes alive.
That explains the hats moving. They can hold an item and move around your base.
If players vote for the Tuff Golem, we can open an art exhibition.
Will Tuff Golems freeze,
I like that
awaken, only to
they got
freeze
another
again
Jeb
in
Yell
Minecraft?
scream this
You
year.
have 24 hours to cast your vote starting on October the 14th.
All right, our final option, the Tuff Golem. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty tough, but it's also made of tuff, the Minecraft material. Anyway, it's like a statue, and you actually construct it similar to the other golem, Snow Golem, Iron Golem, and you can change its appearance based on what color of wool you include in the statue. So it's wool, tuff, and something else, who knows, in order to make one of these. And it makes me think of the modded survival pedestal for any of you who've been keeping up with the series. Like I put the boss statues down, they kind of just, spin around on top of the pedestal. So this would be kind of a vanilla way of having an item display thing. But they also can wake up and move around. And I don't know what is going to trigger that event to happen, if it's random or if you input a redstone signal. So that's a little bit up in the air. But either way, it's interesting to incorporate a mob into base decoration. So that's the Tuff Golem. Shall we get into the controversial part of this video where I give my opinion on things? I want to preface this one by saying actually that even more so than last year, I think all the options here are like perfectly fine and acceptable. There isn't one that I'm like, oh my God, this is absolutely terrible. Nor is there one that I'm like, it has to be this, otherwise Minecraft is dead to me. But I'm still going to give my order of what I would vote for, and I feel kind of bad because it's the page that we were just on. But the Tuff Golem, I think, is at the bottom of the list for me, and let me tell you why. Okay, so it's another mob that can go around and pick up and hold an item. And where is that familiar? Well, the alley, which was voted in last year. Obviously, different purposes, but the alley can actually go around and it can collect items that are on the ground that you've mined, maybe that you forgot to go and pick up. And it can bring it back to you. It can put it into a hopper, get it into an inventory. The golem here, while it's cool to have something that like displays an item in stationary form, which the alley can't really do, it still has those similarities. And I also I'm sure there's gotta be some kind of predictable mechanic to get the golem to switch from being stationary to walking around. Maybe it does so, like if it's not holding an item and you throw it nearby, then it'll go to pick that up. But it just seems like, given that we have armor stands, we have item frames, we do already have ways to display things that are pretty effective for the most part. So it seems like it's kind of taking existing features and putting it into something else, repackaging it, but it's not really accomplishing anything that's super new. Like I said, though, I think it's really cute looking, and I totally wouldn't mind if it's in the game, but it doesn't have what the others are offering. Okay, so that leaves the Rascal and the Sniffer. Let me tell you what I like about each of them, okay? So the Sniffer, what really seems cool is that when it's added to the game, it seems that it's gonna come along with some other plants and stuff, like some ancient extinct variety, right? And it has a function. It can, as an ancient dog, go and sniff out the seeds and then it'll dig them up. And that's the only way that you can get them. So it's got a whole path to being able to achieve this new feature. You have to find the egg underwater. You have to hatch the egg, and then you have to figure out how to get the Sniffer to go and, find the seed underground, and then you can plant this new plant, and who knows what that'll be. But that's another new thing that comes along with it, and I think that's really cool. And also, it's just a huge ancient dog, and it seems super awesome, and I want to have it as a pet as long as it has a whole bunch of health and does not try to attack mobs and body block arrows and get itself killed. Please don't make it do that, okay? I've had enough trauma with wolves. I don't need that again. But I like the fact that it has other stuff that comes along with it if it's brought into the game. It's like an added bonus. And I'm sure, look, in 1.20, whatever they bring in, even if it's the golem, maybe there will be some new items that go along with that, other things that could be displayed that are more trophy type things. So I'm not discounting that, but as far as what we know now, I think that's a pretty cool additional thing that comes along with the Sniffer. As for the Rascal, I like the idea of this sort of mini game of hide and seek that you can engage in underground. I wonder how it actually be implemented, right? Is it you make line of sight and that counts as finding. Is it proximity and line of sight? But once you have that proximity or line of sight, does it just run away? Is it really fast? Or can you just follow it and stay really close? Or does it teleport to a new location so you truly get like a new game of hide and seek and then you have to find it again? But I just like the idea of having that mini game. I'm sure that, eventually it's going to become fairly mechanical and you're going to know how it works. Be like, oh, this again. But it will have the novelty, at least at first. But then the other variable at play here is what will the loot table be? So Enchanted Iron Pickaxe is like an interesting baseline. Could it go up into diamonds? Could there be a low percentage chance of that? What's the enchantment range? Could we get like Fortune 3? I really like the idea of it being like, for those of you who've seen Vault Hunters, the goblin that happens in the vaults, which is like a very, very rare spawn, and it runs away from you. It's really hard in Vault Hunters, you have to kill it. Here, I'm glad you don't. But when you do, it gives you like really high tier items. I think it'd be really cool here if this was like a super duper rare spawn, and it's actually kind of a challenging game of hide and seek. But once you get it, it gives you something that's actually like really rewarding. And if it were implemented that way, I think it'd be very tempting. Anyway, it is really a tough choice between the two of them. But with a great deal of deliberation, I think my first choice lands with the Sniffer. And that's because you get these confirmed new ancient plants. It has this whole progression system to it. It sounds very well thought out. And all we have to go off of right now is what's been presented in the videos. So that's all I can base my decision off of. But the Sniffer, I mean, it's a huge omega, once extinct ancient dog, and it's super cute with the big floppy ears and the nostrils, and then it finds things, and that's so awesome. If I knew for sure that the Rascal was going to be like the Vault Hunter's goblin with like a really rare chance of spawning and you can get really high tier items, I think I'd put it as my first choice, but I doubt that that's actually how it would be. I think it'd be more common with probably lower tier drops. I still like the mechanics. I think it's interesting, and it's a tough choice, like I said, but I think the Sniffer just takes the edge, just based on what we know from the videos. So, in order for me, Sniffer is number 1, we've got the Rascal is number 2, and then the Tuff Golem is number 3. But like I said, I think they could all be good choices. And there is a chance that we do get cool bonuses that weren't shown to us in the videos. I don't think we're going to have a phantom moment with any of these because, they're all friendly mobs and they all seem to actually want to help you in some way, shape, or form. So all in all, I think it's a really good set of choices and you should vote with your heart. This is just how I'll be voting. And I think I'll be voting for the Sniffer unless we get any additional information between now and the 15th, not the 14th. I don't think, most likely the 15th, since it says right here. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed. I found it informative. And again, be on the lookout for Minecraft Live and vote with your heart. It'll be in the launcher this time and not on Twitter, once again, just to reiterate. So that's about it. Make sure to like if you liked, sub to the channel, stay tuned for more stuff, maybe new snapshots coming in the near future once 1.20 gets underway, and I'll see you next time.